Hey guys, Jim Edwards here. Hope you're having a great day and welcome back to another episode of Coffee with Jim. Today we're going to talk about sales story secrets, and specifically we're going to talk about the number one job of any story that you use in a selling situation. Now, I know that you have heard that stories are important. In fact, one of the things that a lot of people are talking about, including Mr. Russell Brunson, who is a really, really smart dude, talks about hook, story, offer. In fact, I spoke about stories at Funnel Hacking Live recently. And so here's the thing. People ask about stories and, what's the perfect formula for telling a story? And is it the hero's journey? Is it, conflict resolution? What's the most important part of a story? And I'm going to tell you right now that the length of your story is not as important, that the topic of your story is not as important, the plot of your story is not as important as the number one thing that is most important, and that is the emotion that your story creates. In other words, the number one purpose of your story is to create emotion in somebody. Because you've heard the phrase before, people buy on emotion and they justify on logic. Well, most people try to sell on logic, and that's a mistake. Because in order to get somebody to make a buying decision, you have to change their emotional state. You have to get them into an emotional state that's conducive to them buying whatever it is you want them to buy. And the fastest way to get somebody into a different emotional state in your sales copy is with a good story. So, how do you actually change people's emotional state with a story? Well, there's two keys to this, and one of them is not by telling people, hey, I'm going to tell you a sad story so that you'll be sad so that you'll want to buy my product and feel better. And I know that that sounds really stupid, but there are people that literally will do that. They'll say, hey, I want to tell you a really happy story so that you'll be happy. What? So there's two things that dictate whether or not your story is going to create the emotion that you want somebody to feel. The first part is the actual story itself. Now, people tend to overanalyze stuff, and I know that that's a big surprise to everybody, that they tend to overanalyze, but they do. You know the difference between a happy story, a sad story, an inspirational story, any type of story. You know the difference. It's not freaking rocket science, okay? You can tell stories from your own experiences that will make people excited, that will make people go, wow, or make people go, oh man, that sucks. Don't overanalyze it. You can also look at other stories, other people's stories, and know whether it's a happy, a sad, an inspirational story, something like that. So that's the first thing. It's the story itself, okay? Don't kill yourself over this. Number two, and just as important, is your emotion while you are telling the story. In other words, your emotion is going to create emotion in other people. It's contagious. It's like yawns. When people start crying, other people start crying. It's how we are as people. When people are excited and happy and animated and they're telling you, holy crap, this is the most amazing thing that happened to me. I've got to tell you about this. It causes a physiological change in the receiver. In other words, you can influence people with your own energy. So those are the two biggest things. If you want to create emotion in people, tell a story that gets the emotion, that targets the emotion you want to create, and convey that emotion yourself. That's it. It's not rocket science, okay? Now, this is just one tip of tons of tips for how to use sales stories to sell more. And so I'm actually going to be doing something really, really cool this fall. I am going to be creating the content for my next book, even though I have not fully released my current book. My next book is going to be Sales Story Secrets. And this is the thing. here's the thing you need to understand. I'm going to be teaching all of my sales story secrets on the Gym Boat. Literally, I'm going to give you every single secret I have on the Gym Boat when it comes to sales stories. And I've been doing this for a couple of decades now. I'm going to be able to share with you things that you're just going to blow your mind, that are going to get people to want to buy from you, to subscribe, to join your membership site, to do all the things that you want them to do. And so I would encourage you, go check out, I don't know if the link's up there, down there, or to the side, or on the other. Go check out thegymboat.com. You want to be on the Gym Boat for a lot of reasons, for the mastermind, for the experience, for the fun. But if you want to learn how to use sales stories to sell more, I'm going to teach you soup to nuts, leaving nothing out, how to do exactly that. So I'm Jim Edwards. Click the link, check out the Gym Boat. I'll look forward to seeing you on the most amazing cruise you've ever been on. Bye-bye, everybody.